Okay, thank you everybody for coming, because it's great to see people get out in the fog. So part of the reason that we're going to have this meeting is because I feel like we lost a little bit of institutional knowledge when we came here and then shut down for 3 years. So I'm trying to get back some processes that we can all work together to make it a better space. Because I think one thing people don't realize is that there's nobody that comes and cleans up this hall. I mean, George comes on a regular basis, but he doesn't move tables, you know, he's not in charge of that. So it would be really good if every group that used this room returned it to this state. And this is not just a willy-nilly setup. It is a setup that was handed to me for social hour. I never knew this. I've been here for 20 years. So what they wanted is for people to enter this way and go all the way up to the food. And then they wanted 15 tables in here, but I changed it to 16 so that we can just have 8 and 8 on each side. And if you can kind of see, they're in a grid. So they go across here and they go down there in a grid. And that's how we want it returned. So hospitality teams would come out here and make sure it looks like this before you leave. And let me tell you one little trick about our tables. If you can see, you probably maybe know this, but there's a narrow end of the legs and there's a wide end. And so the chairs fit best if there's 2 on the wide end, like that. Yeah, no, these are little tricks you don't know. And then 1 on the narrow end. Yeah. And then these chairs with arms are a little bit new to us. They were stacked back there for 5 years. And then we decided to sell them. We're going to sell all these chairs right here. But I went through them and took out our chairs with arms because some people like these. We have about 20 of them. They fit best on the narrow end of the chair, on the narrow. They don't fit very well over there with another chair by them. So they fit best right here. Okay, then there would be one there and one there. And they all tuck in really nicely. So if you're obsessive like me, I can't even walk through this hall without getting the chairs all me again. But it makes a big difference because you walk in here and you're like, oh, this is organized and clean. You know it's not very clean. Now, there's another thing about our chairs. All of those chairs that were stacked in there were on carts. And I took them all off the carts because we wanted to keep the carts. So this is our chair cart. We have 96 chairs right here, and we have 63, Gary, help me, 70 chairs back in there? Yeah. We have 246 chairs, I think. But I want all chairs to be on a cart because it's really hard to move chairs if they're not on a cart. So when they go back in that room, if for any reason you need to put chairs away, please put them on a cart and in that room. The secret to the carts is that there's a curved edge right here, and the curved edge of the chair goes there. Otherwise, they get put on their back feet. And about 10 stacking chairs can fit on a cart. So we ideally will have, if someone doesn't want these chairs in this room, which we have a rental coming up that doesn't want them, they get stacked somewhere over here because they can't all fit in there. But any chair that's not in the social hour setup should be on a cart in there. And if you need to get more chairs out, just roll them out and then put them back on the cart.
That's the way if you need extra chairs.
Yeah.
Around here.
96.
You're selling all of those.
Yeah.
So are there extra carts, say for example, if we need to clear space here, is there carts that
No.
these chairs can be put on?
We don't have any extra carts right now.
Okay.
Also, we don't have any place to store any extra carts. So,
I can,
hospitality team could wipe all the tables with us. We have a spray sanitizer, and then use a bucket and use a wet rag, spray the table, and wipe it down. While you're doing that, just take a peek at all the chairs. If there's some kind of crap on there, just wipe it onto the floor. George will get it on Thursday. So it's kind of gross to come in and like you want to sit down and like, oh, look at that. There's a dead raisin there. You know, in there, you know, it's just
No, it's fermented.
yeah. So then, like I said, just mop and sweep after your event. You don't have to do it for the whole, you know, like you're the custodian. And then put away the tables and chairs. Anything you get out, please put back. Like if you get the stage out, put it back. If you get any of the 8-foot tables out, put them back. So this is our drink table, and then any 8-foot tables, you know, they're all in there on a cart, and just get them out and put them back.
This one stays though. So-
Yeah, that one stays. So what I have here, and it'll be in the kitchen, is a social hour hall setup, and it should look like that. Now, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect, but that's the idea we're going for. So you clean the tables, put the chairs around the tables according to the diagram, clean that coffee area. Often I'll come in here and there'll be lots of stuff there. And then if you use any tablecloths or the cloth napkins we have, I don't know, maybe Bonnie or Virginia, you can help me. They get put back in a laundry basket, but it's not clear to me who does the laundry.
Well, last Sunday,
Probably Carol.
somebody, I remember, I know I'm taking these home.
Vicky,
Vicky it was, yeah.
Okay, so maybe
So,
somebody from the
I
team?
think.
I just always take ours home and wash it.
Wash it, yeah. So
Bring it back the next Sunday,
somebody from the team takes it home and washes
but
it?
it varies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's what I usually do.
okay,
too.
great.
but you're right, there isn't really a policy about it. So
Yeah.
far, everyone's just been nice, you know, so I don't know if we need to, you know, itemize that as,
Yes,
Okay.
I will do. And the facilities person. That person and I will work together to get it to look like this. It's a lot of work to get the rental people to just get their stuff out of here, right? And then once we do that, no, you can't leave that big pan of food here. Then the facility person and I go around and do the tables and get it set up like this. That's our job. That's part of the rental. But since hospitality is not rental and there's nobody here, that's why it kind of falls on the hospitality teams to get it to look like this after an event. Or any group that comes in and uses the hall should make it look like this afterward. Or any staff event that happens in here, it has to look like this. So that's what I'm going for.
So if there's a rental and they use the kitchen, and
Yeah.
we're gonna use our table, not just tablecloths, but all their drying, you know, what do you call those things anyway, so they
Yeah.
have to leave them behind, right? Is
Well-
there anybody that takes care of that automatically?
So I know the hospitality comes in and finds stuff over there that needs to be washed. We don't really have a policy for like things that are used that are drying after rental. Sometimes I'll pop in and put them away. Or things that are used during the week, or the coffee cups that come in after the hospitality group is done. And they get put over there, and I'm so thankful you guys will just consider washing them, you know, with what you're washing. And on the tablecloths, I've washed enough tablecloths in my time in this volunteer job. I'm not doing that anymore. So I made a new policy, and that is the renters can use our tablecloths for free if they take them home and wash them and bring them back. It's worked a couple of times. Or we charge $8 per tablecloth for us to wash them. No one has taken me up on that yet, so, and if they do, I would just call some friends and say, you know, hey, can you wash some of these for me? I think the garbage is fine, but the hospitality team has to take the compost out because otherwise it sits there for a week and gets really ugly. And don't worry about using too many bags. Like Virginia's going to talk about this. Everything that goes into the compost has to be in a green bag. So just, even if it's a little tiny amount, take it out because we need to know at least once a week it's getting out. Like George and I are here and we'll watch for it. But one time I came in, it was like overflowing and flies are coming out of it. It's like, okay.
Out there.
Yeah, so it's the,
But I'll talk about that.
yeah, a full can of garbage, you can also take it out to the dumpster.
Sue?
Yeah.
I might have missed this. Is there a special container out in the
Yep.
garbage place that says compost?
It doesn't,
Is there another one that says recycling?
yeah,
I'm gonna talk about that.
yeah.
Okay.
I think I
You're
have-
gonna talk about eco-care.
Yes, chairs on the chairs, card, table set. Okay, and then one more thing. Emma has these forms out in front of her office, and it's called maintenance or special cleaning request form. So if you kind of think about it, we're all in a missionary to keep this place clean because we don't have a daily person and stuff. So if you see, like, for example, someone tripped in the hall with a can of a glass of pop and it went all over the wall. So if you see something like that, then please just get one of these forms from outside of Emma's office, and you can. So we engaged with a company called EcoCare, and we had a lot of compostable things back there. But for 5 years, they got used, and da-da-da. So about 2 months ago, in late 2023, I ordered in a whole new set of stuff. So we have all of that compostable. Like when you walk up here on the left side, we have plates, bowls, napkins, coffee cups, sleeves. That's all compostable, and it's from a company called EcoCare, and we order it in 1,000-piece boxes, so really cheap. And so with my rentals, I'm trying to get them to buy that off of us at a really cheap price. I mark it up 20%, and then sell it to them by the piece. And I've had a lot of success if they only use that compostable, like no fancy napkins and stuff. Then it all goes into the big compost bags. And for one event, I had 7 clean compost bags. So yeah, it takes a little work, but so if any group wants to use that, that's all back in the pantry
Can
area.
hospitality occasionally use compostable
Yes,
stuff? Do
yeah.
you mind? Is it
Mhm.
expensive?
No, it's really cheap. I mean, the plates are like, I think the small plate is like 9 cents. The cups are a nickel, you know.
That'd be really nice when we have birthday cakes, and the cakes without the frosting. Ooh.
Yeah, and all go in compost, yeah. And then, and Virginia will talk about this, but we have those bins. If it gets too much for that bin, we have a bigger bag for the big garbage and just lots of bags.
I gotta go, but I just want to say one thing. If you
Yeah.
have anything about when groups rent this and it's nice out and they prop those doors
Yeah.
completely open, there's been some times where there's been thousands of bugs in here.
Yeah.
Over that, so. But I know the one group didn't know there was a key to unlock that door, so they propped it open so people could get in
Yeah.
and out. But I think there's still one hanging.
Yeah,
over
there is, yeah.
So just another thing people might want to
Yeah,
know.
okay, thanks,
Makes
yeah.
kind of a mess.
Or if any of my renters did that, they'd be in big.
Where is the key?
It's
Sue mentioned EcoCare, so there is a subset of EcoCare called Compost Ninja. And due to the enterprisingness and generosity of Bonnie and Mark, we now have a contract with Compost Ninja to take care of compost. And you probably all know this, but up till now, the Green Sanctuary team, those of us had access to Iowa City Compost, were taking the bags home. And that was working fine, but because of the added compost from renters and groups, and Sue's wonderful work. It's just getting to be more and more. And so we're very grateful to Bonnie and Mark for
Thank
doing
you.
this. And so this is how it's going to work. So Sunday morning, when you come in, hopefully you'll find one of these green buckets with a clean bag in it. And so on the bag, on the bucket, there will be a lid that says what you can put in it and what you can't. I was really surprised because I had understood from the city people that you couldn't put tea bags in there. But this says tea bags, so I'm gonna take them at their word.
And I think they're doing their own composting, so it's not
Oh,
necessarily
really?
the city
Oh, okay.
guidelines.
Okay. There's a couple things I don't know here. Items labeled BPI certified compostable. And items labeled ASTM, bunch of numbers. I don't know what those refer to, but maybe you'll run across them.
Yeah.
Compostable plastic.
I suppose, I don't know.
Is that a yes or a no?
That's a yes, that's a yes,
That's
yeah,
what that
yeah.
is.
And then there's a whole bunch of things that are pretty obvious for the nose. So if there's any question about anything, just look at the list.
Tea bags are usually,
We're gonna be having lunches, presumably, so you could run into a bigger amount.
Yeah.
So we have you wanna show them the
Yeah,
big
so we have
bags?
this small amount, which is this bag right here. And ideally, I'm gonna get a shelf put up right there where the compost is so that the bag and paper and
Perfect.
peel are together. And then this is for this tray size, and then we have a maximum size of that for these bags. And they'll be all back there marked with what you need. Just use them. I mean, even if it's a really big amount bag for a little amount, just, you're welcome to use all that.
As someone who organizes events, is there a threshold between using the compostable items and turning on the dishwasher and using the reusable that you would like us to keep in mind? I mean,
Yeah.
if I've got 12 or 20 people here, and probably do all the dishes in one tray, that doesn't seem worth heating up the dishwasher.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm asking. And yet some of my participants would they sort of disposable, they sort of back away from that. So maybe give us some information we can give them about it. Anyway, that's why I'm asking, because,
And I'm finding exactly the opposite. So
yeah.
small ones want to use the china so they can run it through. And big parties, if you're talking 150 people, it will take 2 to 3 hours to run china through that
I
dishwasher.
should be clear, as the person doing the dishes, for small groups, I want to use, for big groups, I want to use the compostable. I'm just saying that most of my groups are about 20. And I get resistance to why are we using disposable things when the church has washable? I get that question from the people who come to my events.
Pick up the bag and see if it's leaking, okay? Because sometimes it will. And if it's leaking, put it in another bag. And then Sue's recommending that we take the whole bin out to the trash area, whatever we're calling that area. And do we have a picture of that bin, don't we?
We have a picture.
Do you have it where you could
Yeah,
show
and I
people?
haven't quite figured out how to,
How does it look?
it's just a
It's
black
just a-
bin about this big.
Just a big black bin,
Yeah.
like about the size of the recycle barrels, and
Is it
Yeah.
inside the garbage
Yeah.
area? or-
it's right on the,
Inside, so
just as you're going in.
you'll open it up, here's the dumpster and here's the bin. We also have a Corville recycling, but we don't use it because no one wheels it to the curb. So that is not
maybe we
used.
can go out
Yeah.
there when we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's where Compost Ninja comes to get
Yeah.
the bags.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they
'Cause
don't come
We used them at the
inside.
office, but because we have locked doors, we had to get it out to the lobby for them at the,
It's our Wednesday morning. Either Sue or I will be monitoring to see if there's anything in there. Presumably, there will always be something to pick up on Wednesday. And if not, we will be calling them to say that they don't need to come. I just want to tell you one comment. When Sue and Bonnie and I met with Matt, who's head of EcoCare, we were here talking, and he said, it's a pleasure to be working with you, because we're all, this is our mission, and we are so appreciative of the fact that you're helping us do our mission. So I was really touched by that. So, any questions beyond what's already been asked?
What is the initial setup for the hospitality crew that comes in? How much would be in place? Like, are those big garbage cans going to be right there?
No, no.
So, and what about the little bin over there with 3 openings? Are we using that?
I think we're using the trash part. Is that right? Pat, do you know?
I'm sorry.
The sorter bin over here, are we using the trash part of it?